Hey guys, and welcome back. Sorry about the fast finish in the last part, but I had to stop the recording quickly because someone came into my room. Anyway, the only thing I did at the end is I just added this loop in at the end, so nothing too special. I was working on this piece last time, so I just joined it up. Okay. So anyway, in the next couple of parts, what we're going to be creating is this piece. So we're going to finish off Wally's hand. Now I quickly went ahead and worked it ahead just so I can show you guys what we're going to be making. And I probably said that we only got this little finger to do, and that is going to be quick. But actually, in reality, it's fairly complicated. Just as the other fingers. So I'll just quickly turn this off and just show you exactly all the pieces that we're going to be creating. So there's this thumb, there are two screws in there. There's a little complicated bit here where we got to make some custom loops. Same with this piece around here. It shouldn't be too complicated. And then we're just going to add that joint in there, that joint, and then this thing. I kind of rushed this, so you can obviously go ahead and make this piece more complicated how you feel like it, but I don't want to spend ages doing this piece. So basically this is it, and it's gonna look something like this at the end. So hopefully, I think it looks pretty good. Okay. So yeah, that is what we're going to be creating. So let me quickly go ahead and get rid of all this stuff. So you can go ahead and get started. Okay, so I'm pretty sure we had all these pieces last time, so let's go ahead and get started. The first thing you're going to be creating is this main piece here. It will take us quite a bit of time to do, but it should be okay. Hopefully it won't take us too long. So the first thing we're going to do is, as always, create a cube. So I'm just going to drag one out here, go into my front view, just drag it out, and then I'm just going to go into X-ray and just scale this down. Now roughly the size of this is going to be it's going to be going from somewhere around here. So if I have a look at the back, it's going to be between these two fingers, roughly. You can obviously go ahead and line this up a little bit better in just a sec. So now we're going to go into a side view, and I'm just going to go ahead and rotate and try to line it up roughly with our reference. And again, I'm kinda gonna go ahead and make this a bit different than what's on this reference. I got another reference image on my other screen that I'm using, so hopefully it will look pretty good. So I'm just gonna line it up roughly there, maybe be a bit to about here. I'm just going to look at my perspective mode, see if it looks alright. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is, I think we're going to go ahead and add in them two loops that we need. So I'm just going to isolate this, go into my front view, and I'm going to go ahead and use I'm just going to tear this off like I always do, and use my insert edge loop tool. And I think I'm going to go ahead and snap this to the grid temporarily. Or actually it's fine where it is. I'll just use my insert edge loop tool. And let me just think about the best way of doing this. We'll probably, yeah, I'll just isolate it, go into my front view, then use my insert edge loop tool, and I'm going to add in two loops, one around roughly here and one around roughly there. Okay, so that looks pretty good. And then we're also going to need a loop around here somewhere, a bit lower, roughly around there. Okay, so now what we can do is we can go ahead and delete these two faces. And then I'm just going to go ahead and select this edge. Oh, just deselect all of them. Select that, and that, and then hit extrude. Gotta turn on the offset. Ooh. Like so, and just drag this up. Use our merge vertex tool to go ahead and merge these vertices. Okay, so that's looking pretty good. I'm going to go back into my side view, and we're going to go ahead and drag this up a bit, or drag this one down. Something like that. We're also going to go ahead and drag these vertices up a bit, like so. Okay, so we kind of have the rough shape that we need. I'm also going to go ahead and select that and extrude that out, probably about there, roughly. Okay, so it's looking pretty good. Now I'm going to go ahead and isolate this piece, and we're going to have to go ahead and make this edge and that edge a bit more rounded. So I'm going to go ahead and bevel, an offset of roughly about there, and we're going to use 3 segments. Okay, and now it made a lot of mess here, so we're going to go ahead and clean this up. And this bit looks pretty good. Right, so let's go ahead and clean this mess up. You're going to go ahead and probably delete all of these edges. Apart from them, need them. Just okay, so that's a bit better. And now we're going to do the same thing with these. Make sure you delete them on the bottom as well. And we can keep them. Okay, so it's looking pretty good. We should have kept that edge, but I'm just going to delete this one as well for now, and we'll sort it out in just a minute. Okay, so that's pretty good. Now I'm going to insert a loop. Well, I can't insert a loop, but I'll add an edge in there, and add an edge roughly in here. And then I'll use my interactive split tool, and we're going to make a split from here to the inner one, so the innermost. Same thing on this side, and same thing on the bottom. Okay, so now we've got that loop, so just going to select it. I'll try to straighten this out with the scale. It might not work very well, but we'll give it a shot. I'll deselect these. Let's try that again. Right, it's not going to happen. I'm just going to undo that. And instead we're going to do it manually, so I'm going to select that vertex, snap it to this point. If it would work. Oops. Slow that exceeds. There we go. That's a bit better. We'll do the same thing with this one, but on the bottom. So I'll snap it to this. Same thing with this, just to make sure that it's sitting at the right place. And just going to do it with this one as well. Okay, so that's looking pretty good. Now we can go ahead, and I think we're going to go ahead and break this in half just to make life easier. So you'll just use this if it works, and it won't. So just add one there, and then just do it with the interactive split tool. We'll come all the way around in the middle to there, and then in my front view we're going to go ahead, select all of these faces and delete them. And just for now, to make a life easier, we're going to go ahead and use mesh and fill hole, just so we fill that gap in there temporarily. Okay, so now you can work on this piece. So carry on cleaning this up. So I'm going to make a cut from there to here to here. And again, we're going to clean these up in just a sec. Do the same thing around here. And we need one more. Camera's freaking out a little bit. That's fine. Oh. That point meant to go here. Right, there we go. I'll just go ahead and reset my camera because it's all over the place. Okay, so it's pretty good. Now we're going to go ahead and just straighten these up. Again, I'll just sort my camera out so I know what I'm doing. So I'm going to select this and this, snap them here, so that and that. And do the same thing with this one. Okay, so that's looking pretty good. I think we're also going to have to make a cut with the interactive split tool. I'm going to make a cut from here. We're going to split this around here, so you're going to go all the way around, finish at the bottom. Okay, so it's looking pretty good. Now we're going to have to go ahead and start adding in these supporting edges that we need. So this will keep its shape. Before that, I'm going to go ahead and sort these out. I'll just snap them up here. Do the same thing with that, and that, and that's fine. I'll just check in my front view as well in a sec. So that's looking alright. Okay, so that looks pretty good. I'll just go ahead and select all of these and scale them to straighten them out. You get a little bend here. That's fine. Just go ahead and snap this down as well to this one. Do the same thing with these. And that one. Okay, so we're looking pretty good. Let's go ahead and start adding in the loops. So once we go ahead and smooth it, and I'm going to look like this. First thing we're going to do is this bit, I think. So let's go ahead and select all of these faces, hit extrude, and then set an offset of 0.0, maybe more than that, 0.01. Yep, that looks pretty good. And I think it might be easier if I do the same thing with these. So just set 0.01. And now it might be easier to connect all these up. So let's go ahead and try our insert edge loop tool, and I'm gonna try to line this up with, so I'm only paying attention to this edge to line up with that roughly, and then use our merge vertex tool. Again, there are many different ways of doing this. This is the one that I prefer, or the one that I think is the easiest to do for this. Okay, so that's done. You can go ahead and delete this and that, and do the same thing on the other side. Delete that one, delete that one, select this loop, select that loop, and then we're just gonna straighten them out. Okay, so we're doing pretty good. And let's use our interactive split tool this time. So this is the other way of doing it. I'm going to make a cut from there to there, there to there, there to there, and we're just going to go ahead and move these verts up, and move these verts up to this, and there we are. So this is the other way of doing it. It depends on what I think it's easier, because for this we could go ahead and add in the loop, and it won't go all the way around this time because it hits a five-sided face. So this is two different ways of doing it. We used our interactive split all the way around, and then merge the vertices with the merge vertex tool. Now we just added a loop in here, and then now we're going to use our interactive split tool just to make a cut from there to there. Okay, so that's looking pretty good. Seems like we're getting some problems here, but that's fine. We'll go ahead and sort that out in just a minute. We're gonna go ahead and do this next. So now I'm gonna use my insert edge loop this time, and as you can see, it goes all the way around. And we don't need these edges, so we're gonna use a merge vertex tool and snap that to that, that to that, and we need that loop going all the way around there, so we don't have to worry about that. And now I'm just going to go ahead and delete these two edges. Now the next thing we're going to do is join this bit up, so we could use our insert edge loop tool, and that way it would go all the way around, and that might be a harder way of doing it. Let me just see if I had one in here. That's not going to work. So now I'm just checking to see which would be the easiest way of doing it. Probably this one. So I'm just going to leave that loop in and then use a merge vertex tool. So merge vertex tool. We don't need this, don't need that, don't need that. Oh. I'm just going to quickly go ahead and get rid of these. And same thing on this end. and I think we're quickly going to join this up, and then we're going to end this one because I'm running out of time. We'll quickly go ahead and use our interactive split tool from here to here. Ooh, going all the way around here. Okay, and now we're just going to select this vertex and snap it up here. So that's looking good, and we're gonna have to do this same thing on the bottom as well, but at least the top is sorted somewhat. So I'm gonna quickly end this here, and then I'll see you in the next part where we'll finish adding in these loops. Okay, so I'll see you guys in just a bit.